being annoying and dragging all his attention. It was this annoying little bugger here. It was Nico Baby just sitting in a lane, looking at creeps, and with his giant mace pummeling their brains to mush so he could buy pretty items. They get rid of that in the first phase. That's the big highlight ban that comes out from either side here. And now Alliance, what is their opener going to be? Are they looking at Void Spirit in this type of game? They're going, you know, I can see the potential here. It's a strong hero. If they are, they either pick it up here with the 2 picks, or they wait until the final phase because they have the 10th pick. That's the way that most teams choose to prioritize the Void Spirit. There are a few rare exceptions. Usually those are team-based though. Perfect example would be the I think it's the side of, I think Business Associates are one of the teams that would like to pick it third, but that's usually a team flavor type thing. Instead, Alliance, wow, if it's not broken, don't fix it. They go for the Batrider Shaker open, and again they go, okay, Nigma, balls in your court. Do you really want to run the same exact draft again? I mean, we can't fully, but we'll just give Nico Baby someone else that can hit creeps, and he'll come in later just again as he did last time and run you down. They've left the clockwork there on purpose, because if you are Kuroki right now, I mean, it's the inherent thing we've been taught from a very young age, right? Clock counters Shaker. It's a great counter and it works well with Snapfire, but they go the other way. They realize actually this could be an elaborate bait. This Batrider is obviously going to be played in some sort of core capacity, and one of the best counters on the board to Snapfire is Nyx Assassin. So they make sure that they not only block pick, but they get something that counters the Batrider. Nyx has always been one of those inherent counters due to Spike Carapace's interaction with basically anything that Batrider had or does. So second phase banning, you will see it open up with the Tiny. Understandable, as a Roman court can be annoying, and also it is just a limp speciality. Definitely always one of those heroes that people considered when they were looking at the two brothers, Jesse and Limp, both play a pretty mean Tiny.
Dire team ban.
And then, yeah, Slot gets banned out by Alliance. So they could run the Timber still. It can work. I just don't think you're thinking at first fort in this type of game. The difference in the last game was you already saw strength heroes across the board, right? With the Clock, Snapfire both being strength-based. Now you only see one. So it's something that Alliance could still save. They could wait until their 4th pick, or they could even do it as a 10th pick.
5 seconds remaining.
And ban-wise, so if you're looking at Alliance and what they lack right now, they have decent initiation. They need some follow-through right now. They actually need some sort of frontline damage. Someone who can actually hold their own, which is what they'll probably get with the off-lane pick, I want to say, in this situation. So maybe Alliance, yeah, there's a Night Stalker ban coming out from Nigma. Alliance could be looking in any number of avenues right now. If you're looking at Nyx Assassin, Snapfire on the board, you want something that can kind of run up against that. I don't think I like the Abaddon that much. Beastmaster, maybe, if you've got a certain kind of flavor draft in mind.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
I think it's a little bit too early, though. Likely what you'll see from Alliance is they will pick up another support. This should be a 5 coming out next. Barter type heroes, you're looking at the Liches as usually one of the more obvious ones he likes to run. He's kind of reared away from the Jakiro. Doesn't feel that good against the Nyx, and also Lich can get screwed over a little bit by the Nyx. All in all, though, it is a decent pick, usually.
10 seconds remaining.
He can't get the Oracle either, as they did actually flavor ban that out against him, as one of the heroes Sparta has definitely been settling into pretty well has been the Oracle pick. He'll go for the Grimstroke, though. Double Lasso. Pretty vicious, actually. And then there's still more potential to come. So actually, the other thing I really like about Grimstroke with Shaker is when you get to the initiation phase of the game, you can just Inkswell him. It just gives layers of stun and additional damage, right? When you're locking down multiple targets with the Echo Slam, there's going to be follow-up stuns.
10 seconds remaining.
So what you can do is you can enchant Totem, and then the stun from the Inkswell come, and then you can wait a second and stun from the Fissure as well. That's actually really nice. Also, actually, on the lanes. So if you run Grimstroke Batrider together, for example, you can just go Firefly build and then Inkswell into a target and kill them. You can also just Flame Break them back towards you and Inkswell. but they should be on the other side of the map. This is most likely going to be a Bat Rider in the off, and the Grimstroke is the 5, protecting the safe laner. Nigma have to think about heroes that aren't susceptible to certain shenanigan type combos. I call it shenanigan because it's Doom that we're going to talk about next. Is the fact that Doom hasn't been banned by either side and has not been picked yet. A hero that still a lot of teams value as a high priority ban. In this type of game, not a terrible addition to Alliance's lineup. We said they need a little bit of frontline. It combos with the Grimstroke, and I'm thinking of it more of an afterthought instead of a how do Grimstroke, which is always a good way to draft it. That would leave you in a scenario where you've got Doom's Shaker though, which, given the recent nerfs to Doom, I don't like as much. But it is, if you don't get pressured too hard, like if you get the right laning matchup, you can leave Doom alone and Shaker just rotate. There it is. Voice Spirit did come out then. I was wondering how long we'd have to wait. One team was bound to pick it up in this game, and Nigma, they see the opportunity to yoink it straight away. You are playing against good stun control and silences that come out though, so yours is going to be a good item, but I don't think it's going to be good enough. BKB is going to be absolutely paramount to the success of this Voice Spirit as the game goes on. Otherwise, your yours is just basically a free setup for Shaker.
5 seconds remaining.
Now Alliance. Where do you want to go with this? Definitely not a Park. Park gets screwed up by both Nyx and Void Spirit. You could go for the Ember. Ember's actually quite a good counter to the Void Spirit. The problem in this game, however, will be the fact that you're already up against the Nyx Assassin, which just has an inherent way to screw you over, right? The Spike Carapace against your Flame Guard and then gets the stun follow-up. And they go for the Razor instead. That's definitely more of a Limp hero. That's the problem, like, Limp doesn't do much Ember Spiriting, and although Void Spirit usually gets countered by the hero Razor, at least you can run at the outer lanes. You're going to want to avoid this Void Spirit, though. The reason you can draft the Razor in this situation is that you forced one pick, and now Nigma are in a situation where they're likely to give you at least average, if not good, matchup for a Razor in an outer lane. And because Alliance have final pick, they have final pivot. They can always switch it up last second if they want to. The question is, does Nigma go for an elusive type hero? You could go for something like a Puck, actually. You just don't have the best coil snap potential. It's more or less you try and drag them out with Remnant. Usually whenever I see a Puck get picked up, I like to have that kind of synergistic element. And also there are heroes that they can catch you, right? You can Fissure from the Fog. You've got Latsu. You've got Grimstroke, who can just attach a pesky little bug to you. They go for Anti-Mage. That can definitely lane up against Razor. So they've given themselves a way of avoiding that issue. But they've now put themselves in a scenario where Alliance could just go for a 5-man brawl. The problem is you need a pick that actually completes that philosophy with the knowledge that Raze is probably not going to get the most absurd
10
lane.
seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I'm trying to think actually what type of hero you want here. So you want another hero maybe that can frontline. You need to pressure the lane phase, and you need tower push if you're Alliance right now. Like, you need something that bridges that together. You could go for something like a Beastmaster, but all your mana is always going to be burnt. That's the rough part. And Alliance are worried about the Puck coming out, so we'll ban it. We mentioned that it would be decent even without the cold snap. If you're Alliance, Axe could be pretty rough on the lane. Like, the Anti-Mage is going to be annoying for burning all your mana, but once if you can make it like past the level 3 X, you should be fine.
Turn to pick.
And yeah, the Beastmaster for Nigma. Okay, so that actually gives them the 4-man pressure. That gives them a means to fight. And then when Anti-Mage eventually gets involved in these pushes, they are going to be vicious and fast. Alliance need one hell of a pick now. Do you still get like the decent matchup for Razor, by the way, because you're now up against the Beastmaster, so you'll sap damage there. It was always a case of Nigma was going to give over a decent lane to Razor in some way, but like they've literally, what they've done is they've ensured they know what the Razor is doing and where he's going with this pick, right? Because you have the Anti-Mage, because you have the Void Spirit. Razor doesn't want to do either of those lanes. He could, then you're not leveraging the reason you pick a Razor, which is to bully and win the lane. Farm pick for Alliance. I mean, you could try someone that pushes like a Lycan, but they'll go for
You
the
may now select
Jug.
your heroes.
All right, I am always looking to be proved wrong, but I never feel good when I see the Juggernaut. This hero has a pretty rough win rate. It's looked completely and utterly lackluster competitively in recent times across the board. Watched it, I've been underwhelmed, and any game I've seen it win, it is not usually because of the Jug. I think the issue was previously on the fact that this hero had to deal with people impeding on his timings. And what I mean by that is with the introduction of neutral items and these different cores having 3 or 4 neutral items, they were matching the power spikes of a Juggernaut, and then Juggernaut didn't have any easy pickoffs because everyone was bulky and tanky, so you couldn't spin them down early on. Omni Slash early on is terrible. His push potential was very good. There is potential that he can actually do a lot of work now that you're in a situation where the state of neutral items has changed, right? So you can only have 1 neutral item per person. So all of a sudden, you don't see these people overcome this hump as quickly, and there's like a small window that Jug can slot himself into. But Alliance's draft has to play incredibly fast and hard. Like, they cannot hesitate or wait around for a second. They can't lose the lanes. It's go and non-stop. Because Razor, like, this hero has to swing out of the lane with an advantage. Jug is and always has been about his early game presence. That was the advantage he used to have over traditional cores. And you're up against an anti-mage, right? So if you don't punish mind control to the maximum of 5 kills in the laning phase, and then convert that into pushes, all that's going to happen is Nigma's going to buy enough time that anti-mage gets online and they should take over the game. I think the big highlights on both sides is going to be what you'll see 33 do in terms of rotations early on, and what you'll see we do in terms of rotations early on. Because they are running limp on this Razor, which means that he's not going to assert dominance. He will do okay, he will farm, but Void Spirit will exist. He won't be too hampered. A situation developed where Void Spirit just takes an early point into Dissimulate, whereas usually in most case scenarios, or he could just avoid the lane. They actually do it again.
For battle.
Like I say, like if you play this lane, like you can, but you have to take an early point into Dissimulate. Whereas most Void Spirits want to go for a point in Pulse, then 1 into A for Remnant, then another into Pulse, and then at 4 you consider Dissimulate. But if you know you can get away without needing it, you go for another point in A for Remnant because it's just more cost effective. Well, that does mean, yeah, they are matching up mind control against Limp. I think Alliance maybe got Enigma's head a little bit. Because they ran Limp on the out lane, they ran 33 in the mid. I believe they're expecting Alliance to do the same this game to avoid the Void Spirit matchup. This overthink means they're going to probably have to rotate on the first wave, which might cost them a little bit. Or they just commit. I mean, you have got the wind lay start on mind control, so it's somewhat flexible to the issue arising. And then, yeah, of course, top you will get that back rider matching up against the anti-mage. It's annoying for him in this lane just to get to the AM due to the Nyx and how that matches up on the lane, right? Because he always has the means to screw you over with an early point spike Carapace. He can always zone you away because he has a lot of regen.
The battle begins.
And 320 movement speed at the start on a Nyx is pretty damn nifty. That's 4 runes for Nigma. All right, good start. I'm thinking that part of that was Alliance, or at least on one side of the map, hiding the lane matchup, right, of the Jug. But on the other side, it was just simply Nigma identifying the fact that Hanskin wasn't going to be there, because if you want to get good value at the start out of this Shaker, it's all about blocking the wave twice. So you have to be at the tier 3 waiting. And then go straight for the mana burn. All right, that's good from GH. There's the thing about the anti-mage lane is he's not going to help you kill, right? So the best thing you can do is make sure 33 has no mana to work with. He did bring loads of mangoes though, both of them did.
Balance in this.
Yeah, we'll see how this mid goes, because Lim has already stolen 34 damage. Mind control is going to be incredibly reliant on his boards to CS. He has to sync up perfectly with them to just get as much gold as he can out of this lane. And it's already 2 denies to the Razor. Probably going to be 2 denies each wave at this rate, actually, the more I think about it. And spin on the bot lane. We'll get the first blood. We goes down. He done what we anticipated, basically. He didn't want to take the early point and dissimulate because that means that you can't trade harassment. Takes that point to Resonant Pulse and immediately gets punished because this is the filthy combo of Ink Swirl Spin. All right. Check one bet for Juggernaut winning a game, killing people. He's gonna have to keep doing this though. I think his opportunity to kill starts to pass around level 4. That's when they should have enough points in the pulse. That was a little bit, I think that was miscoordinated. Or it was just zoning, maybe for the creeps. I think it was for the creeps. Because they didn't have the spins. That should have just been simply to secure farm with the Ink Swirl. And they'll be ready to go again soon anyway. Because they do have the spin. They'll have the Ink Swirl in 10 seconds. We will have level 2. This should be a point to dissimulate. I don't think you get greedy and go for an Aether Remnant point. It's just too risky. Wouldn't be surprised if maybe we even see Father go for a 1-1-1 build, so you have the silence potential on the Wii. I don't know if it bothers him enough, though, is the issue. And then we'll just see cheeky pull-throughs. Force a Miracle to farm under tower, which of course you can do as an anti-mage, but you're burning your early regen at least. And they just take it in turns to yoink through those creeps. BC's getting a little bit more than I would have originally anticipated in this lane, though. 8-2. I think there's denies more on these boars, though. Obviously, Razor is still going to bully this out, but the boar is giving enough slow power onto Limp that he can't necessarily chase for too long, and he definitely feels the damage because the boars are a composite armor type.
This pleases me to no end.
Question is, can they kill BH? With level 3, it's possible. You'd have to stack up a little bit. Hanskin can just vision block here. There's flame pushback. They done it a little bit early, and Hanskin's just going to keep on chasing. He wants to make sure they slow him enough that the right clicks will kill him off, and a second kill for the side of Alliance. Anticipated nonetheless that this was going to happen. It's just all about letting Miracle free farm. If you have to give your life as this Nyx Assassin, you do it willingly because the end goal is how can Miracle win the game, right? This is the way that they won against Liquid, is how can Miracle follow through? The issue in game 1 for them was Miracle had no way of following through at all. So at least this time around, he's off to a good start. And they've stemmed the bleed in the bot as well. We is farming well. He's up to level 3. He's holding a point at all times, you can see. So they're basically waiting to see if there's a kill opportunity, in which case he takes a Remnant. Or if they get jumped on, he can just use the Simulate to move away. You don't want to reveal beforehand, and there's no point leveling until you're ready anyway. Mind Control has just done a good job of not getting caught here. I wouldn't say there's a clear winning lane so far.
Expectations.
Like, while there are 2 kills on the board for Alliance, it's kind of expected kills. Well, I say that. The Wii death is a little bit rough, but other kills are expected. Ah, I love that bar. Ganking me? Question mark? Let me just eat a cookie. Diabetes will save my life. The sugary treat gets you out safely. Now, 33 is just trying to actually stack up. Get as much gold as possible because his job is to now race the levels, get to level 7, maybe 8, and then just rotate and find a kill somewhere else. We'll be stunned up in the bot lane though, and the spin through with the slow is enough to kill off Kuroki. They'll at least throw out some damage to make them pay for it with their health, but it's actually rougher than you'd originally think for the Void Spirit in this matchup. And also Batrider goes down. They rotate top. Nice move from Beastmaster. That wasn't Primal Raw, by the way. He's only level 4, almost level 5, but they find a pick-off. They actually punish the Batrider for stacking his farm, for trying to supplement it in the jungle. Move nonetheless. And Hanskin, oh boy, he's going to go down. Pulse a little bit too strong. Pink 12 movement in though. They see the opportunity to weave. Spin forward as well. The stun comes out and he's going to die. This is just too much damage. I think we may have found another counter on the lane to Void Spirit, and surprisingly enough, it's Juggernaut of all heroes, a hero that we haven't seen feel incredible recently. And the reason I'll explain like in a little bit of depth the reasons I'm kind of actually a little bit reluctant when I see this hero. It just feels like paper right now. I've talked to a bunch of players who played this hero a lot, and they've had the same feeling they did on the previous patch release, is that when you had all these neutral items, I think it was the neutral item. That was kind of my discernment, is they simply stopped at it feels like paper, right? They can't figure out why, but this hero feels like he melts all the damage incoming. And it seems in this lane where Voice Spirit is so reliant on Resonant Pulse to survive, the rate at which you are getting through that shield, pivotal to destroy Voice Spirit, which you would expect. Oh god. Well, he'll juke to the side, but this is how easy the cookie combo doesn't work against Nigma Baby. Just press Q and laugh. It's the Lifestealer effect, only you actually come with the intent to kill as well. And the thing is that they're actually spamming so many spells on this lane that he has a big wand at most times, right? Because Wii is always trying to keep the Resonant Pulse up and make sure he gets the range creeps, and also so that he can't be traded with. And then occasionally you're going to see Scatter Blast attempts from Snapfire. And then once they're done with all that, you just simply throw down a healing ward and feel good again.
Learn from your mistakes.
You can already see, like, they just pressure him down. His right clicks are just actually getting vicious. I'm glad to see Juggernaut succeeding, though. It's just, it feels like for a long time it has been a losing hero. So it's good to see it once again actually being able to thrive a little. We just have to see if that can continue. Problem is that he's actually in a farming race at the end of the day against an anti-mage. Wii is in a race against time here as he tries to move away quick enough. Nice blast out, but it won't be good enough. Hanskin with a long-range punch as if he's playing Modern Warfare 2 and has Commando on. For the old kids. Not a good kill for him to find. Pour the way towards that Blink Dagger. Razor might start to move towards the jungle soon and just give a little bit of space, or maybe he would do top basically simply to pressure anti-mage out of the lane and take the tower, which will free up the lane for the Shaker. The problem is this, they have Primal Roar. You can already see them moving forward. Yep. Nice ward down to give him visions. The Primal Roar will be used. Miracle will rotate, and nice figure interrupting as well. Look at this turnaround on him here. Miracle is stuck here. Mind Control tanking the tower for them to try to do the damage, but Miracle silenced up. Can't move away quick enough. Bardo's willing to give his life for the cause. There's a good one. Double kill for Mind Control, but he'll die afterwards. And yes, big kills for Nigma, but bigger ones still for the side of Alliance. The rotation is swift and the punishment is hard. They find the most valuable kill in the game because of the greed of Nigma trying to just funnel more gold into Miracle. And it's a nice move, but you can see it's so broadcasted. The move back coming out from Razor, he knew it was coming a mile off, and it's a good ward placement. It's a good idea just so you can get that Primal Roar, but beautifully placed by Hanskin with that stun. Buys enough time that the Inkswell bomb arrives coming out from Fada, and then it's just cut and dry from there. It's cleanup crew. And yeah, Jug straight away. He goes, okay, top time.
Radiant's
He knows anti-mage is going to be coming back. He knows there's going to be pressure here. You don't want to be on this lane anymore because there's literally no kill potential anymore. He has too much mobility once he reaches 6, so you go where you might actually be able to kill people. Maybe like Kura at this rate. They Inkswell into Haskin. There it is. Stun control. Fada's going to yoink the kill. That's just the old school Fada coming in. The core Fada, where he thinks he gets all the kills. The question is, what's he going to do with his gold?
It's under attack.
I can see Build being decent this game. Mainly for the Beastmaster threat. Snapfire as well to alleviate any sort of build up. Those cookies can be a little bit pesky if they get for the 15 health talent. But considering this is a 5 Snapfire, you're not really too worried about things like Guardian Grooves coming out. Well, on a Miracle, stun is good, and they're going to need to keep this up. The Omni Slash is enough damage. Nigma maybe gets the kill, and they will just spam the outpost. They'll get it in time, so there's going to be no starvation of XP from Alliance as they get control of one. They do hands before, but it's worth the XP, and Kura is also going to die. Nice tip, slow coming out from Fada there. This man is lethal with Brush.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bob Ross of Alliance. And with that rotation, they should be able to push in on the tier 1 top without much hassle. Does mean they might forfeit mid.
A piece of mine.
Not a worthwhile trade, so you can already see Limps moving back.
Radiant's middle tower.
You have to be careful because of that inner beast door, which makes it so easy for the catapult to shred your tower. And actually, he just hesitates to use the glyph. I'm a little bit surprised they didn't. Maybe they want it for the push top, but the amount of damage that catapult got in the end because of that is a little bit rough. Miracle is still farming competitively. Now has the Demon's Edge online, up to 5k net worth mark. The question is, what can the Jug do in the meantime? He's going for the Diffu build, so Nika baby, he loves his diffusals, so it's definitely needed this type of game. Now he's feeling the pain. He'll spin, they're staying on top of him, but now we might want to leave. Echo Snipe from Hanskin, no! Been used wrong there. The vision's off the mark as well. Hanskin needs to recalibrate the buttons.
This
And Lee is able to get the kill. Mistakes being made there. Hanskin knows where it went wrong. It's a bit hard not to see, and Nika baby's the one who suffers. Now the Primal Roar thrown out into the Razor, the cookie over the edge, and it kisses through to kill off Limp. Good rotation from Nigma, good connection. Will allow them to push on this top tier 1 after they were battered back off the tier 1 mid.
Radiant's top tower
And that's just stretching the map. That's them forcing attention to the other side of the map so that Miracle can keep farming and get close to that Battle Fury. Big kills like that, that was just a bonus on the side, really. You can see they won't actually defend this. Fissures coming in. King's 12-4 to get closer, but still control out from the Remnant onto Nico, baby. So it's going to be thrown out in the way, but how do you reach him? Is the actual answer. And they're hunting for different targets. They realize they need to go elsewhere. They're going to push back onto mind control, but the spike hack beautifully done. GH walks into the bat poop, keeps it busy, but they still manage to reach. They're going to drive back onto mind control. Nice to see to try and fake it though, move them away. 33 trouble himself now. Will go down, and Shaker's going to join him. Nigma in full control of this game, and we mentioned that we wanted to actually see Wee's rotations. It was going to be critical, and he's here time and time again. 3-3-2 is the glorious score on the board. After a little bit of a rough start, he started to bounce back quickly and cause some pain for the side of Alliance. And so far, we haven't really seen the rotations out of Limp. The immobility factor is definitely a comparative you're noticing here. How quickly we can just circulate the map compared to a Razor at this stage.
Is under attack.
And it is definitely hurting them. As now the lead builds, Nico baby is starting to fall behind. This Diffu is starting to feel a mile off. Even though it's actually not that far away in terms of money. It's the threat of farming anywhere. We hit so hard, he's just going to right-click you down.
Under attack. Radiant structures are
And there's never really kill potential unless you have guaranteed stun loss, which we saw earlier, but it's always guaranteed.
Radiant's top tower is
Fissure into the X-Kom. There's a dash away, and the kiss is coming out. Oh, father, he's stuck here. He throws out the soul bind because he knows he's going to his grave. Oh, this is painful. These two heroes in combo. It's just the fact that how easy it is for a Snapfire to punish a mistake. If you push a little bit too far forward, trying for Wii, and you don't actually connect, there's just kiss punishment. So instead of being able to go, oh, okay, that gang failed, we're going to walk away. Snapfire with her ultimate is the type of hero that immediately just capitalizes on that. And it's not a hard investment. Like the cooldown is the investment. It's not you going deep to achieve it. It's just you basically entering artillery mode. It's like any RTS you ever play. It's like, well, we'll kill them when we get close, but a whole map away.
This pleases me to no end.
I don't blame 33 for going these boost travel, by the way. It's just a standardized build for bat, but this is like those classic games that feels bad to do it because you're against this Nyx. So he's always going to be rotating around, looking to set up kills as this game goes on. You just need to do it in the meantime to stretch the map. You need someone who can always respond to the anti-mage. So this gives you that hero, right? The Bat Rider can go, respond, then come back to the fight. That's the potential you have. But the way this is playing out so far, Nigma are not giving them an opening. And Alliance, I think that fight top, those missed stuns, Nico baby being slowed on this diffusal by so much is just crippling him. They need to leverage Limp simultaneously now to make a play. They do have the Yules, which could be set up to kill Wii. But they do need the right heroes. If we're going to need Shake, a Razor, and Bat Rider, even then it might be a little bit of a tough cookie to crack. You can see how defensively, how carefully Wii is playing right now. Just a W between them, but who's going to take the W in this game too? Who's going to take the W in this little fight here? 33-40 scouted appropriately, and now Wee's just going to walk in behind him. He's considering it, but he realizes the risk if he gets caught here. Let's just try and walk away. I think he was hoping to come out with the creep wave not noticing him, and then just play into the... It's going to be a primal roar, rather, waiting for the Bat Rider when he arrived. But spotted by the creep, so they'll just back away. And then you notice also how many heroes Alliance have up here. So that's just you getting more information that Miracle is free to farm. Now having that Battle Fury complete, this is where the acceleration begins, as if it already has him with a 7,000 net worth lead for Nigma. And a fight for on top. Hanskin gets found out. They'll cut the trees through. 33 will look to move away. It's deforestation time, but they aren't quick enough to catch him. He does manage to get out. Times like this, you wish you had a Nyx, but Nyx is waiting around mid, trying to set up a kill. Like Carapace, Razor gets stunned up. We high as well. It should be a kill. The Soulbine's going to be thrown out. But Limp's controlled for too long. He's going to die. Now Fada, he might also go down. No matter to work with Miracle. Just look at that one tap and pop. We'll walk in and we'll get the kill. And just on talking about that, 33 still goes down. Kuro rotated in. He found him trying to escape. He managed to kill 4 members of Alliance. They'll take this tier 1 tower, and it's almost a 10,000 net worth lead before the 20-minute mark. Crypto signing is coming up through. I was kidding, but I wouldn't mind a 5-game series like I was predicting. That would actually be nice. Quite often we get into these grand finals, these best of 5s, and it ends up being stomped one way or the other. These teams definitely keep it interesting. Alliance aren't out of it yet. They need to make a big play off the back of this Diffu pickup. Still nowhere nearby getting a Blink Dagger though. Easy kill, and it's even easier for Weed to pick up a kill on the Hanskin, and Kuro doesn't even die. Nico Baby just has to run away. His reinforcements died in like 4 hits there. This is a good pick though if they can get it in time. Miracle is going to be close, trying to move away. The Yules to buy enough time. Can they get the last 2 off? No, they cannot. Spell, he'll make his escape out. They weren't waiting for him on the other side, and I mean, if you get that kill, it's absolutely huge. The fact you didn't at a critical moment like this, next time it's not even going to be close. He's going to have the Manta completed by the next attempt on his life. You need to get this Blink Dagger ASAP. You're still only halfway to it on the side of Alliance, and you saw how quickly it screwed them. When Shakers are this immobile against a snowballing Void Spirit, you will feel the pain. And Ada might feel the pain here. He says hello. And we will say goodbye for a moment. And then just dodge out, move in, gets the kill, and he'll leave. He's even still got the Remnant waiting there. But it will run out. 33 is able to move forward. The last is going to be there. Punishment must be had. We must pay. And we trying to move away. Cookie to get him out of range. Echo Slap gets committed though. The Primal won't save his life. The Kiss is coming out. On the Limp now as well. Trying to move away. PH is trying to go for that stun play, but the Omni Slash causing a lot of damage to him right now. Limp will still go down. The Vision works against Nico Babies. He gets stuck away from PH. We'll still kill him off. Miracle's thinking about getting involved in this fight right now. He's lingering around, ready to pounce. Kuro is still alive, buying a lot of time for his team. Nico Baby's going to chase him in. Manaboy's going to come out in the meantime. 33 is going to be brought down to Hanskin. Backs up in time. Vision's going to come out. They're looking now under mind control. Hit out by the Diffu, but Nico Baby is hesitant. Miracle hits pretty goddamn hard, so they will just back away. He's level 60, 3 levels ahead of this Juggernaut, and definitely hits a hell of a lot harder now. Life for life taken in the end. Alliance definitely capitalizing on that. Considering they are behind, they need every kill they can get. If they are coming into these fights and they're getting a free for free trade, you can even see it in the gold especially, it's going to be going in their way because Nigma is so far ahead right now.
Illusion.
You're getting to a stage where at this rate GH is going to even be worth killing. In fact, you're going to have to deal with this Nyx Assassin, who now has the Meteor Hammer and is actually throwing out the Vlads to do the Beastmaster. And after this Aegis is picked up, Nigma are just 1 fight away from being able to 5-man. And that's scary for Alliance. They need to get Blink Dagger ready, and you see Hanskin's going to tap the final creep, and it is ready to rock. But not before they decided to get themselves an Aegis of Immortality.
Roshan has fallen to the dance.
I like how Limp doesn't even care about a Ring of Aquila at this point. He's like, that is the most redundant crap. Just get in the bounty room first. I'll come back and send it back to base soon. Might even keep it for himself because he hasn't been using any upper item yet. And now what play can you make? Rem try and scout out. Nico Baby's going to walk into it. They have the info they need. They know he's here, which means Limp might be a lot. So they are scouting out towards his location, but he's quick to back off. Things are there. GH will be hit out by the Vision. They had full vision. He wanted the D-ward. He won't get it. He would be de-warded from the map himself. And all of a sudden they pace forward. They see that they have the numbers advantage. And while you do have an Aegis, Nigma are not in a situation where they want to fight 4 versus 5. Never did.
are fortified.
Luckily for them, they have elusive enough heroes they can just get out quickly. The only time it's a problem really is if Beastmaster's in a bit too deep. That's the hero that can never escape the situation. That's why you don't tend to lead in with mind control. He's more like your second layer, right? So some more fights, Nigma will begin off the back of weak, and then Primal will follow up afterwards. Ian, speaking of weak, looking on a Fada, gets the remnant out before he gets silenced, and as a result, we get an easy kill.
Fade from memory.
The last few minutes, Nico Baby has done a good job of catching up, though. Nowhere near anti-mage's level, but he went for this Maelstrom, and now he's going to be able to actually elite.
Radiant's bottom
Cauterize this wound to make sure the lead doesn't build too much for Miracle, who now has the Bastion and is fully ready to fit to fights.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
He does TP top. There's no way you kill Nico Baby, though. He'll never get him. He'll spin out efficiently. He might try for limp, though. Miracle, not sure where he wants to go with that one. Probably good thing he didn't go in. Definitely got the Aegis off him there because it's very obvious at that point that you're split, considering the Aether was thrown out top by Wii, so you know that they don't have the dominant Void Spirit in the fights. And also Beast was pushing top. I can't stress this enough. An anti-mage can still die in the blink of an eye at this stage of the game. If you get an Echo Slam onto him or you lasso, and then you've got an Omni Slash follow-up, you'll definitely get the one life at least. Miracle, there it is. Jump in straight away. They can just lasso him up. But commitment coming in from the enemy team. The kisses are there, and now Alliance, they need to split quickly. They're going to go. Primal's going to come up. BKB gets activated by Razor first. The Miracle saps some damage away from him. In the meantime, they can bring down the Chick, who didn't get a chance to even use the Echo Slam. And look, BKB is running out soon. He needs to be careful about that Remnant. Maybe she needs to look to get back in. They will be able to do so quick enough. Or not. Nico Baby gets caught out. They'll jump in straight away. The Bundle is man. He's got the big one. He actually needs to be careful. They're going to bring him down. Double kill already for Wii. The Aegis is expended, but it's worked. Now the Yule's going to come out. Dodge out. In the meantime, by Limp to make sure he doesn't get stunned up with the Meteor Hammer. The Soulbind will not be capitalized on by this side of Alliance. And Nigma, they've burned most of the defensive Alliance. They'll be able to go back in and just look to take buildings. It can only be one lane at this stage, as you don't want to do that awkward trek across the other side of the base if you are Nigma, but you should be able to get the meteor axes here. But the Echo Slam, Hanskin waits perfectly, but he doesn't do enough damage. The anti-mage takes no damage, and instead Hanskin's going to go down. We with the ultra kill. He looks at the side of Alliance. He points his fingers out and says, who the hell's next? And they say no one. GG gets called immediately there. It is going to be a 1-1 scoreline. And we are going to have at least 2 more games before we know who the victor is here. As we even up the score between Alliance and Nigma 1-1 apiece. Whew. Well, my predictions are definitely starting.